Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the first episode of Performance with Ease and Flow, which is weekly power breaks that I have decided to offer to my LinkedIn connections every Wednesday. Normally at 11 a.m. I had some technical problems with the recording that I made earlier, the live that I made earlier, so I decided to hop on live again to make sure that I provided the value that I intended to provide to you. So, performing with ease and flow. This is about ensuring that you're productive in your week. This is about ensuring that you take care of your well-being. And I've decided to start these weekly power breaks and offer them on LinkedIn because I thought I've been going through my own burnout back in 2014 and I thought what would have helped me at that time. And I thought if I'd had some small tips on the things I could do to move forward, because the tendency when you're going through stress or even getting closer to a state of burnout is that you get to a state of desperation. So you push harder and harder and suddenly you're all out of energy. And then when you build yourself up again, you start to push harder because you've fallen behind on your work tasks. And that tendency goes on. And the solution to that is to incorporate small habits that lifts you. And that's what I intend with these weekly power breaks, is to give that to you. And it is every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central European time, an hour early in the UK, and 10 hours later in Australia, and you're sleeping in the States. But of course, they're available in replay afterwards. So if you missed the live version, you can always go in and find it on my profile here on LinkedIn and use it as your power break on a Wednesday or on a Thursday, what day you need it the most or whenever you need it. So my intention is to encourage you to take those small breaks. This is a 15 minutes show, a 15-minute break where I want to inspire you and power you, give you energy, and I will encourage you to do that more, because that's what we really need when we are at the state where stress is stealing our energy and clarity and focus, ability to focus. And of course we tend to forget that when we are at that state, because as I said before, what I experience and what my clients experience is the tendency to push harder because you are ambitious and you want to move forward, so you push harder, but your resources are not there to support you. So the result is counterproductive. For me, I was not productive, especially at the end of the week, Thursday and Friday. That's why I decided to place this on Wednesdays. So because I wasn't so productive towards the end of the week, and also in general, when I got to the bottom of my burnout or close to that, I started to incorporate the weekend to catch up on the things that I didn't complete in the week. So I skipped the whole relaxation that you recharging that you need to be able to keep on performing consistently. And of course I was too exhausted in the weekend to really get anything done, so I ended up feeling guilty for the most of the weekend and maybe completing the task Sunday evening, or often, to be honest, in a rush Monday morning because I had a deadline. So that was not fun, and that's why I want to offer this. I want to help you to get out of that state by incorporating small habits that helps you. And today the topic is how to progress when stress is stealing your energy, your clarity, and your ability to focus. And I'll be sharing 3 tips with you in relation to that. First tip I'll be sharing today, and the 2 others will be for the coming weeks. And actually I decided that tip number 2 I'll do a live this Sunday, because it's a task that works well to look at in the weekend, because it's kind of planning your week and thinking a bit ahead. And yeah, ensuring that you do it in a way that's not overwhelming and too much for you. But I'll get more into that on Sunday. So, first I want to share a bit about the principles behind the way that I work and the way that I help women who are going through stress and burnout. And the principle behind that is what I call power and force. And force is when we push ourselves beyond our boundaries, when we work till late in the evening and aren't productive the next day because of it. And that cycle can typically repeat because you're not productive, then you end up working till late in the evening next day and you get more and more tired. It could be when you go on a diet and you work out really hard and you are really restricted with your calories, maybe you completely skip the carbs, which is really stressful for the body. And so pushing yourself so hard that you go into an extreme, which means that you bounce back to the other extreme, to exhaustion, to sitting on the couch and eating lots of chocolate because your body is saying, give me something, give me some resources, give me some rest. So it's not productive in the long run to be in that forceful kind of way. Of course, we have a drive and we want to use that drive, but you also, when you have that kind of drive, you also need to be aware of having some small habits that helps you ensure that that the drive doesn't drive you to burnout or to being very stressed and not enjoying your life as you, of course, also want to do. The alternative to force is what I call power. And power is when you are able to listen into what your body needs. Power is when you incorporate small habits that makes you more productive. I like to demonstrate this with a jar. And in Denmark, beetroot jar is really popular, so I have this beetroot jar, 𝐓𝐤𝐤𝐬. And you can, I just showed you the secret. You can really push really hard to try to open it, and it just won't open, Actually, I can't do this because what you normally would do is this to let in a little air, but this one is actually open. So, well, maybe it is. It is, yes. So when you let in a little air, it says plonk. And then when you let in that air, it's easy to open it. And that's the same principle when it comes to working from a more easy place, so performing with more ease and flow. That's what I call power. And the things that I share, I call power habits. And the habits where you push yourself beyond your boundaries, that's what I call force habits. All right, so just so you know a bit of the way that I explain things before we get into the details. And this way of this distinction between power and force relates very much to the autonomous nervous system, where force is the stress response, which can be replaced by a rest and digest response, and then a worried thought arrives, and that pushes away the calm state, and you get into the stress response again. So you need, there's a constant, there'll be some work to do to keep yourself in that rest and digest mode. Of course, when you're in a stress mode, it means that you're performing, but if you push yourself very hard in the weekend, you need to compensate for that. So you need to rest just as much to reach that level. An alternative is to perform more from that rest and digest state, which means you make room for pushing a bit, because sometimes it's necessarily when we to reach some goals to maybe push a little bit, but you have the resources available for that, and you don't need to catch up in the weekend because you didn't use all your resources, because you were working in a more intelligent way where you took into account how you can protect your resources to really perform at the level that you want to. And also, when you're in the rest and digest state of mind, you're also more creative. When you are in that push state of mind, the stressful state of mind, you'll be more worried, and that will block your thinking, that will limit your thinking. It will put these blinders on for you. And the other state, the power habits, the rest and digest state, will open the opportunities, give you more clarity, give you more creativity in the way that you work with your task. And we all know tasks, and we all know that when we have that state of mind, we're much more productive. So I'll be teaching you in these weekly lives how you can incorporate that into your life. All right, so for today, as said, I had 3 tips when it comes to how to progress when you experience that stress is stealing your energy, your clarity, and your focus. And that tip is a simple exercise that you can do anywhere. You can walk around and do it. You can sit at your desk and do it. Nobody will notice. You can walk outside. It can be good to get some fresh air, and maybe if you can see some green trees, that's calming as well. Listen to some birds. All right, so let's just go straight into it. I want to stick to the time that I told you that you should take out for this. All right, so what you do is you can close your eyes, or you can sit with your eyes open. Of course, closing your eyes calms you a little bit more. So what you do is you inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose, inhale through your mouth, exhale through your mouth, inhale nose, exhale mouth, inhale mouth, exhale nose, and repeat that pattern. Inhale nose, exhale nose, slowly inhale mouth, exhale mouth, inhale nose, exhale mouth, inhale mouth, and slowly exhale nose. And just give yourself a second just to tune into what is going on in the body, how your mind feels, and allow it to relax. Allow your body to take this little break, because that break is worthwhile. That break makes you more productive and more clear. This was a very, very short version of this. You can walk around like that for 5 or 10 minutes. You can find some place to sit where you can do it for 10 minutes. It'll be worthwhile. Of course, it gives you more when you do it like that. Alright, that was it for me today. On Sunday, I'll be going through the second tip on how to progress when you feel that stress is stealing your energy, clarity, and your ability to focus. That'll be this Sunday, and of course I'll always be live on Wednesday, same time as stated in the announcement in the beginning of this weekend, and in the beginning of this live. Yes, and then I wanted to offer you, if I have a mental clarity technique that I use with my one-on-one clients, and it's amazing for getting to that state as you maybe just experienced and what I described, that meditative state of mind, the rest and digest state of mind, and using that for solving problems. So if you want my exercise for that, my mental clarity exercise, just send me a personal message or comment clarity below. All right. I wish you an amazing day where you can perform, where you can be productive, and where you can also feel good at the same time. Take care.